So I want to talk about morpheme. To start with, I think it's better to give a general concept of what a morpheme is about. And in my opinion, from my past studying experience, I would say a morpheme is a smallest unit of a word and has its constructive functionality in the morphology study. So to be better understanding about what a morpheme is, I think the subsequent question to be asked is that how many types of morphemes are out there and how can we divide those morphemes? So basically there are only two types of morphemes. One's called free morpheme and another one's called bound morpheme. First, let's clear up those two terms. So free morpheme refers to the smallest part of a word that cannot be reduced further apart, and it can stand alone by itself with its semantic meaning. This is very important. So the example word like booking, right? If we dissect it into parts, you can see there are book and suffix gerund ing. So basically the word book is the free morpheme. So it cannot be divided further, otherwise it doesn't make sense. Secondly, it can stand alone by itself, and it has its semantic meaning. Right, so this is a free morpheme. About bound morphemes, the general idea is that those morphemes cannot stand alone by themselves. They need to attach to the free morpheme or some other individual words to give their functionality. But apart from that, bound morphemes can be classified into derivational morphemes and inflectional morphemes. So firstly, let's talk about derivational morphemes. Those morphemes are referring to, or let me put it this way. Those morphemes are constructed within a word that changes its root meaning. Let's take an example word, independence, right? We can dissect this word into the suffix in and the free morpheme dependence, right? And you can see the process from the word dependence to independence with the added in. The meanings changed, right? So this is the derivational morphemes. So what about inflectional morphemes? Inflectional morphemes refer to those morphemes who are constructed into the formed words that don't change their root meaning. So the example word like takes, right? if we dissect the word takes, there are only two parts. One's the word take, another one's the suffix s. So in the process from the word take to the root word, to be precise, to the word takes, actually with the added suffix s, actually it doesn't change the meaning, right? So basically this is derivational morphemes about. And I think to be better understand the concept of morphemes, there's a better way to practice it, or rather give a clear illustration about the structures of a word, right? Those presented morphemes. So that is in the academic study of morphology, people use the word structure, so-called word tree. So basically it works like, let's take the word dehospitalize, right? So we analyze this word. Rather, we'll dissect this word into all the morphemes. So it works like if we take the word dehospitalize. Firstly, we have to analyze what kind of word it is, right? In this case, it's a verb. So there are many kinds of words, such as noun, verb, adjective, adverb, right? Adverbs or conjunctive. So you have to lock in which type of word it is if you want to dissect this word. So in this case, let's take dehospitalize. So first of all, it's a verb, right? Secondly, the first step, we can dissect it into dehospitalize. So de here, it belongs to affixation. And specifically, it's the prefix, right? Then we have the left part, hospitalize. So it is still a verb, right? So let's dissect it further. So into hospital is, right? So in this case, hospital is a noun, and is can be regarded as a suffix. So right now we have all the morphemes. Dan as a prefix, hospital as the free morpheme, and is as a suffix, right? So this is how word trees works. And if you take a word and dissect it into those small morphemes, firstly, it can show you a clear illustration of all the parts of a word. Secondly, if you practice it, it can enhance your understanding of how all those morphemes are working like, right? And basically that's about the topic morphemes. So I also want to add one thing, that is bound morphemes is all about affixations. So affixation includes prefixes, infixes, and suffixes. So examples are like an as untrue, dis like dishonest. In this case, it's in the prefixation. So in the suffixation, like meant, in word retirement, able, in the word reliable. Right? Infixation, like bloody, in the word absolutely, right? And I also want to talk about the free morphemes. Particularly, I want to give some examples. Those examples are like dog, cow, cat, book, right, pen. So those are called free morphemes. As I mentioned before, that they cannot be reduced further apart, and they can stand alone by themselves with their semantic meanings.